Hi everybody, this is Money Mom, and this is my dear and one of my oldest and most wonderful friends coming over to me from Oklahoma. This is Kristi.
Hi.
Today she came up with a very clever idea. You may have remembered Kristi from a previous video about what we taught one another about frugal lifestyle and what we learned from each other over the years. Today she came up with a clever idea, and Kristi titled it 30 Years of Food Memories, Frugal Food Memories. And so we're just going off the cuff here and doing this. I'm going to let Kristi take it away because she does have a funny memory to share about me. Go ahead.
All right. This was probably 1988. Dawn had a little party over at her house, and we had a church group that we were really involved in. And so everybody brought chips and dip and Coke, all that kind of stuff. And there was one particular lady, her name was Stacia, and she sat on the floor, opened up some Lay's chips, and just started eating. I mean, just nothing, just like this. Crazy.
Kind of eating like me, but messier.
She had chip crumbs all over her body, all on the carpet. And I noticed what was going on, but then I saw Dawn get up, go across, and get her dustbuster. Remember the dustbuster?
Yes, and she thought, no, Dawn's not going to do this.
She can't be doing this. What's Stacia going to think? Anyway, she turned it on, she started vacuuming all around Stacia. Wherever the crumbs were, even in her lap, I'm sure, she was vacuuming everywhere. So, I don't think Stacia even cared.
She just kept shoveling the chips in. I mean, I'd never seen anything like it. I know that I spill on myself a lot. I do need an adult bib with a little pocket at the bottom so food can just fall in there. Because with my big mouth, you would not think that the food could actually make it in my big mouth. Yes, it can. But it does spill on me sometimes. When I eat over at someone's house, and I'm not going to shovel food in where it's falling everywhere all over the ground. And there were more chips on the ground that went into Stacia. I was horrified. I had just cleaned. I used to be, until I got married, and my husband could tell you this, I grew up in a sterile house. And when I say sterile, we had plastic on the furniture, I'm not joking. And when I saw this, I was horrified because I had just cleaned and scrubbed that entire house. And so I didn't even think anything of it. I just got my vac up. So I thought, oh no, these potato chips are going to get crunched in the carpet. I just started vacuuming around everybody, wherever. Anyway, so that was a funny memory.
That was funny.
So I will share one funny memory about Kristi, and I asked her permission if I could share this. I've met a lot of Kristi's family members over the years, and some are very, very special. And one family member that I got a blessing to go see, who was very sweet and very cordial, but cooking was not this particular person's gift, I will say that. And she didn't cook any meals. Well, I remember she said, oh, I made a holiday ham. And she said, help yourself, everybody. And she set it out on the counter. I promise I've never seen anything like it. Half of the ham was charred. It was like char dish. And the other half, I don't even know how this could possibly happen and how somebody could ruin a ham like this. The other half of the ham was raw. No one touched any of the ham. I have never seen anything like it. So that was one special memory that I have. Another special memory that was a recent one was, I only have one daughter. Kristi has 3 teenagers, okay? And a few of them play football, so you can imagine. Well, Kristi's mom and dad eat extremely healthy. They're both on the thin side, and they don't eat sugar, they don't eat junk. They have only healthy foods in their house. So if you want to lose any weight, you need to stay overnight at her parents' house because they're really, but they look fantastic. They really have great health because of the way they eat. Well, I could tell that her kids were kind of wanting some yums, so I brought over a bunch of pastries that I had gotten. And I set them down. I thought, oh, this will be plenty for their family for several days. Well, honestly, I turned around, I looked, and it was like a group of vultures descending down. And then, when I looked, the vultures were gone, and every single pastry was gone. Her dad was one of the first ones in there going, I had never seen anything like it. That's another special food memory. Kristi, would you like to share a special food memory?
Yeah, one year, Dawn and I and my husband went to Florida and took some youth kids with us, and Dawn had never met these kids. she was kind enough to make some homemade chocolate chip cookies, and in the little container, was a piece of bread to even up the moisture, I guess.
Yeah, keep the cookies soft.
Anyway, Dawn was so sweet. She was going up to all these teenagers could just be kind of like grumpy and would you like a chocolate chip cookie? No. And then, would you like a chocolate chip cookie? And
who finally ate the chocolate chip cookies?
I don't know. It just took one teenager, and then guess what? All the other ones came. Remember that? And
yes, I love to feed cookies to everybody.
Yeah,
I could stand on a street corner with the free hug sign and hand out cookies, and that if I could do that and I had unlimited income, that's what I would do, because it would be fun.
That's right. She would die a happy woman.
Yep, as long as I could give you one of my homemade cookies. And tell what you think of my cookies.
They're really good. The chocolate chip cookie ones are my favorite.
Are they? I don't remember. She's tried other cookies too, and she likes my pumpkin bread.
Oh, the pumpkin bread is something that Dawn makes weekly, probably.
I don't know weekly, but a couple times a month maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they're good no matter, what season it is. The pumpkin.
Well, I do want to share another funny story, and I remember, how different decades have different diets that are popular. This was in the very early 90s when my husband and I were first married, and the fat-free diet was popular. You could eat whatever you wanted as long as it was fat-free. Of course, I thought, wow, I can eat as much as I want. As you can tell, since 8th grade, I've been up and down on my weight. I've been all different sizes, okay? I've actually been thin during that time at certain times, maybe for one day. Well, anyway, her husband made this wonderful ravioli dish. Everything in it was fat-free. There was no fat in this dish at all. I just remember it was really delicious. And I remember her husband saying to me, Dawn, it's fat-free. There's no fat. That means, he goes, I know you want another helping. He goes, have more. It's fat-free. You can have as much as you want. I thought, wow, this is great. I just kept shoveling it in, thinking, there's no fat. That means it has no calories, and I can just have as much as I want. So that's one special fun memory. And one memory I do have about her mom, by the way. And her mom is a very sweet lady. Her mom, like I said, is into healthy foods. They used to have this restaurant nearby. It was a macrobiotic restaurant where you eat seasonal foods. But they eat a lot of like miso soup. But they're big into eating the food like it's intended to taste without adding the butter and the fat and the seasoning to it. And so she said, oh, you have to try this blueberry pie. I said, well, you can have dessert on this? She said, yes, but she says, it doesn't have any added sugar because they want you to taste the natural flavors and smell the natural aroma. I'm like, okay. And so I tasted this blueberry pie that had absolutely no sugar in it. Oh my goodness gracious, it was the most sour thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I guess people really enjoyed this, and I had them. Nothing had any flavor, but I know it was supposed to be a healthy diet. The restaurant closed for some reason, but anyway, yeah. But the food didn't have any flavor. The vegetables were good, though. I have to say the veggies were good, but like the desserts were not meant to be. And I forgot to mention, I bought some kind of rice or something from there that's supposed to be healthy, and I brought it home and I went to make it. This is really gross. You're going to go, Dawn, why are you sharing this? I took the bag out, and things had hatched inside the bag. So I have no idea what this macrobiotic diet was, but I had to take it outdoors to throw that thing away. So that's my other fun and exciting food memory. Anything else you want to close with?
Yes. This is a very sweet memory. When Dawn and her husband Al first got married, they had us over to their little apartment for dinner, and that was fun. Dawn had made beef stroganoff. I remember her not being happy with that stroganoff, and I don't remember. I love stroganoff, but I think maybe it was not a hit that night.
Yeah, I was not. I'm very picky. And if things are not a 10, every time I make a recipe, I write down next to the recipe or the food exactly what I think, and I give it points and a grade. And I really hate if I have somebody over and the meal does not turn out perfectly, because it really upsets me. And I thought the food was okay. It was not as flavorful as I like. I like a lot of flavor in food. I think you guys liked it okay.
Yeah, I do love stroganoff. What is your favorite meal from when you were a kid growing up? That your mom made.
Gosh, anything not nailed down. Anyway, any of the Hungarian dishes, because my dad's full-blooded Hungarian. So anything Hungarian. My mom's mom is from Norway, and we would have lutefisk and lefse, not a fave. But anything that was Hungarian, like Hungarian goulashes, pastries, sausages, all that stuff.
Oh,
You?
Homemade macaroni and cheese that my Aunt Barbara used to make every single Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it was, golly, I don't know what.
And you know what's weird?
So
I had
special.
never had macaroni and cheese until I came to Texas. We never had it.
You know, it's a soul food, I found out.
I think so, and I'm from Minnesota, so you know we had casserole capital and succotash city of the world. We had everything, hot dish and bland dish, and we had everything rhubarb and things like that. But my dad's Hungarian, my mom's from Norway, my mom's dad's from Switzerland, so we had lots of interesting foods. I would love to ask all of you, and I know it's getting kind of late in the video, I would love to ask all of you, what are some favorite foods that your parents made, and do you have any special food memories? And do any of you wish that you lived next door to us so we could feed you? And Kristi, do you have anything else you want to add before I hang up?
I don't think so.
We love you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch an extra video. Bye-bye.